Today I'm coming to you from my little basement studio, and I wanted to give you a little overview of what it's been like to use the Craft and Go for the past year. I started using it last year, probably about July, maybe June of 2015, and it's been a really helpful piece of equipment. I highly recommend it. So I'm going to take you through a tour of the Craft and Go, and you can see if it's the right piece of equipment for your business. Now, for the Craft and Go, one of the advantages is that it has legs. You can see the legs down on the bottom. They telescope, so they do extend, and they fold up underneath the Craft and Go. I put my camera down so you can see the hinges. I've found them to be pretty steady and quite strong. One of the advantages of having the 4 legs that do telescope separately is that because of that, if the ground is uneven, you can set up and use them accordingly. I try to make sure the feet are very clean though when I go from outdoor to indoor events, because I don't want to bring in any dirt to people's homes. The nice thing about the Craft and Go is that there are also locks which you can use on the front. The clasps open like this, but they will not open if they've been locked. The lock is small, simple, it's not super heavy duty, but it's enough to keep curious people out of your kit if you have to step away for just a minute. As you can see, there's also a handle on the side for carrying it suitcase style, and then there's a handle on the end which makes it easy to pull. Now for me, I'm about 5'6", so I really needed the extension which they gave me. The extension is great, except that I have had it come loose twice. It's got pretty good Velcro here that holds it in place. But at least twice going over rough ground, it's come loose. So really what I could do is just stitch this and make it permanent, because I never remove it. I leave it on there all the time. So if you think it's something you're going to have all the time on your kit, you can just sew it in place and make it very secure, and you won't have to worry about that happening. One thing I do want to mention about the legs is that I discovered after a very short time of use that you do have to tighten them occasionally, and there's a special tool that comes with your Craft and Go you can get to tighten this up every once in a while. So before each event, if I am going to telescope the legs and make them a little longer, because the setting right now is really for someone who's sitting down rather than standing next to it, I check the legs and make sure they aren't going to slide in accidentally. Now we're going to open up the Craft and Go and see the inside, because that's the fun part. It's where all the paint is, all the glitter, all the brushes, which we all love. It has 2 panels. They don't come with this, but you can order them. I ordered the metal panels to place my paints on because I felt like it would be easy to clean, and I felt like it was necessary to have that surface. Underneath each of these is a cavity where you can store things. I have business cards that I use for myself or for agents. I have earplugs because some events can be loud. I have my square in case people need to charge an event. I have bags for dirty sponges, paper towels, a container for extra water. Anything I think that I could need during an event, I just keep in that area. But those are the things I need less, because usually this is my workspace right here. So I have my water containers. Pop them up really quick. They pop up like that. And my water containers over here, once I'm moving on an event, I don't want to open this side because I have water sitting over here and I don't have to move it off. So the other side, however, anything I might need while I'm working, that's where I put it. On this side, underneath, I have, I'm just going to peek underneath, I have gems, I have an idea book, a cleaner for my brush, extra light in case I need it for my kit, googly eyes, just different things, extra brushes, anything that I might need to get at. For holding my brushes, this is a homemade piece of equipment, but what it is a couple pieces of foam board painted black and foam sandwiched in between them that I can slide my brushes onto, and then magnets on the back so it will stay up on the back of the kit. Some of the Craft and Go's, I believe, have a cloth back with Velcro. I prefer the magnetic ones because it's very easy to clean, just wipe it down. So paints I don't use as much, I put up here on the lid. Paints I use a lot more, I put down here. Got a tray from the Art Factory that works great. It's beautiful because it just fits in the Craft and Go. Makes it a great piece of equipment too. and I repotted my colors in that. I've got my most used one strokes and my most used split cakes down in the bottom. So one thing that's nice is that your Craft and Go comes with little bags, 2 little bags at least. You can order more, and it also comes with a bunch of very strong magnets. So I used the strong magnets that came with the kit. They're a little larger. Let's see if I can find one. You can take a look at one right there. They're a little bigger, but I also ordered quite a bunch of smaller magnets through Amazon, and you can see those. I just taped them with packing tape right on the back. So I don't have to worry about gluing. Sometimes with gluing, the magnets don't hold. So I found that useful. I made a small box, although you could just buy a box too, for my business cards. Put some magnets in the back of that. I've got a light, just in case. It really doesn't add a lot of light for painting, but it looks kind of cool. Kids think it's neat if I turn it on. Got my hand sanitizer, breath mints, all my glitters here, my glitter gels up here, and stencils, and some gems, some little eye examples for cartoons, my spritz bottles of water, and that's most of my equipment. So I do carry things like sponges in an extra backpack, and I carry my water in an extra backpack, and let's see, oh, baby wipes, things that are larger, but there is room in the Craft and Go that you can put some of those things in the kit. You wouldn't necessarily have to have a ton of stuff in a backpack. I tend to be a person that brings everything with. So the back of my car has a crate which has extra equipment in it, and then I have the things I am definitely bringing into the party packed in a backpack, and then the Craft and Go itself. The reason I got the Craft and Go was that I felt like my setup time and teardown time were too long for events. One time I actually did get caught out in a really bad thunderstorm. I managed to get all my equipment under the table, but everything was a mess. It was just dumped together. There was no dump the water and shut the lid. I could have done that with this system, and I was not able to do it with what I had. Fortunately, it was a party that I was doing for a friend's sister, so I had the friend there, and she was helping me get everything back together for the rest of that party, but it was just a bad situation. I was really frustrated as a professional. I don't want to have that kind of situation catch me off guard. I want to be able to move faster if I need to. So the Craft and Go really allows you to be flexible, to not need tables from your clients, which they appreciate sometimes because sometimes they don't have one available for you, to set up in a very small space, because this is the smaller size Craft and Go, and it allows you to move pretty quickly, to get everything put away fast if you need to. So that's what I really like about it, and that's why I got it. I feel like the time savings has been helpful. What I've also found is that it has a very professional look. So people see you move in with this, and they see you set up in a very short amount of time, and you open it, and all the colors are arranged nicely, everything's ready to go right off the bat, everything's nice and clean, and they're impressed by that. They feel like, I've paid for a professional. I'm going to really get my money's worth. Now you have to follow up with quality and good customer service and doing a great job, but this prepares them and helps them expect that you're going to make their party great. So one more thing I want to show you on the Craft and Go is that it has wheels. And I forgot this when I was talking about the handles, but there are wheels on the ends. They're like rollerblade wheels, and mine have been here for about, well, I've been using it for about a year. So they've been through a lot, but they still look pretty good. If I have to go a long distance with the Craft and Go, or if I think the ground is going to be particularly rough, I will put it on a luggage cart that has larger wheels and just strap it on with a bungee cord. Thanks for stopping by today to see the little tour I have of the Craft and Go. I know a lot of artists have done these, so it's helpful for people that are thinking about buying them to decide whether it's the right piece of equipment for them. I really like it. I feel like it was an excellent choice. I know it was expensive. It was an investment, so I try to take good care of it. But I'm very thankful to the people who came up with this piece of equipment, because I think it's great for face painters. It helps you look more professional, and it makes your job easier. And it helps you save time. And we all need to save time, because time is money when we're working with events. So it's good for the clients, it's good for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope it helps you make a good decision for your own business. Bye-bye.